Chapter 37. How by some certain natural and artificial preparations we may attract certain celestial and vital gifts. Platonists, together with Hermes, say, and Jacques Brachmanis, and the Mecubals of the Hebrews confess, that all sublunary things are subject to generation and corruption, and that also there are the same things in the celestial world, but after a celestial manner, as also in the intellectual world, but in a far more perfect and better fashion and manner, but in the most perfect manner of all in the exemplary. And after this course, that every inferior thing should in its kind answer its superior, and through this the supreme itself, and receive from heaven that celestial power they call the quintessence, or the spirit of the world, or the middle nature, and from the intellectual world a spiritual and enlivening virtue transcending all qualities whatsoever, and lastly from the exemplary or original world, through the mediation of the other, according to their degree receive the original power of the whole perfection. Hence everything may be aptly reduced from these inferiors to the stars, from the stars to their intelligencies, and from thence to the first cause itself, from the series and order whereof whole magic and all occult philosophy flows, for every day some natural thing is drawn by art, and some divine thing is drawn by nature, which the Egyptians seeing, called nature a magicianess, that is, the very magical power itself, in the attracting of like by like, and of suitable things by suitable. Now such kind of attractions by the mutual correspondency of things amongst themselves, of superiors with inferiors, the Grecians called sympathies. So the earth agrees with cold water, the water with moist air, the air with fire, the fire with the heaven in water. Neither is fire mixed with water, but by air, nor the air with the earth, but by water. So neither is the soul united to the body, but by the spirit, nor the understanding to the spirit but by the soul. So we see that when nature hath framed the body of an infant, by this very preparative she presently fetcheth the spirit from the universe. This spirit is the instrument to obtain of God the understanding, and mind in the soul, and body, as in wood the dryness is fitted to receive oil, and the oil being imbibed is food for the fire is the vehiculum of light. By these examples you see how by some certain natural and artificial preparations, we are in a capacity to receive certain celestial gifts from above. For stones and metals have a correspondency with herbs, with animals with the heavens with intelligencies, and those with divine properties and attributes, and with God himself, after whose image and likeness all things are created. Now the first image of God is the world, man, of man, beasts, of beasts, zoophyton, that is, half animal, and half plant, of zoophyton, plants, of plants, metals, of metals, stones. And again in things spiritual, the plant agrees with a brute, in vegetation, a brute, with a man in sense, man with an angel in understanding, an angel with God in immortality. Divinity is annexed to the mind to the intellect to the intention to the imagination to the senses at last to things. For this is the band and continuity of nature, that all superior virtue doth flow through every inferior with a long and continued series, dispersing its rays even to the very last things, and inferiors through their superiors, come to the very supreme of all. For so inferiors are successively joined to their superiors, that there proceeds an influence from their head, the first cause, as a certain string stretched out, to the lowermost things of all, of which string if one end be touched, the whole doth presently shake, and such a touch doth sound to the other end, and at the motion of the inferior, the superior also is moved, to which the other doth answer, as strings in a lute well tuned,